Good evening, everybody. Reading from something different today. Um, Streams in the Desert by Charles E. Cowan. Uh, just a collection of devotionals put together, I think, by Charles E. Cowan. And I'm going to read from the entry for April 4th. The verse is 2 Kings 6:17. Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. This is the prayer we need to pray for ourselves and for one another. Lord, open our eyes that we may see. For the world around us, as well as around the prophet, is full of God's horses and chariots waiting to carry us to places of glorious victory. And when our eyes are thus opened, we shall see all events in life, whether great or small, whether joyful or sad, a chariot for our souls. Everything that comes to us becomes a chariot the moment we treat it as such. And on the other hand, even the smallest trial may be a juggernaut car to crush us into misery or despair if we consider it. It lies with each of us to choose which they shall be. It all depends not upon what these events are, but upon how we take them. If we lie down under them and let them roll over us and crush us, they become juggernaut cars. But if we climb up into them, as into a car of victory, and make them carry us triumphantly onward and upward, they become chariots of God. Hannah Whitehall Smith, I guess is who that came from. And it goes on. The Lord cannot do much with a crushed soul. Hence the adversary's attempt to push the Lord's people into despair and hopelessness over the condition of themselves or of the church. It has often been said that a dispirited army goes forth to battle with the certainty of being beaten. We heard a missionary say recently that she had been invalided home purely because her spirit had fainted, with the consequence that her body sunk also. We need to understand more of these attacks of the enemy upon our spirits and how to resist them. If the enemy can dislodge us from our position, then he seeks to wear us out, as in Daniel 7:25, by a prolonged siege, so that we, at last, out of sheer weakness, let go the cry of victory. The world can wear us down. If we are not focusing our eyes on things above, if we're not taking our eyes, if we're not looking at this situation through God's eyes, we can certainly be crushed down by our circumstances. I have been blessed in my life to have rare occasion to be crushed by my circumstances. Not so the rest of the world. Most of the world, I'd say a good portion of it, maybe even some of you watching this, have had the feeling of being crushed by your circumstances, by things that have happened in your life that seem out of your control. I would say that there's two ways to look at that, two ways to respond to those situations. You can either let that circumstance crush you down, beat upon your spirit, and thus make you probably physically ill, because a dispirited, a lack of spiritual wellness can affect your body. Or you claim the victory in Jesus. You respond to your circumstances through his eyes and go forward in victory. And what that looks like in your situation, I don't know. But I hope that with prayer and petitioning, that you'll be able to overcome any circumstance that comes into your life that wants to beat you down and cause you to lose heart. So take heart, my friends. Believe in Jesus, and he also believes in you, and he will help you through every circumstance in life. Have a good evening, all.